Hello everyone, my name is Anushri, third year BE in Information Science and Engineering student at Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bengaluru. Today's topic of my presentation is the software myths from the subject Software Engineering and Project Management 21 CS 61. So, first of all, what are software myths? Software myths are erroneous beliefs about the software and the process that is used to build the software. We can categorize the myths from three different perspectives. The first one is management myths. First myth is we already have a book that's full of standards and the procedures for building the software. Won't that provide my people with everything they need to know? The myth is about there is a book and it has everything, the description about how to develop a software. Isn't it enough to for the my people to do everything with the project? But the reality is the book of the standards may very well exist, but is it used? Are the software practitioners aware of its existence? Does it reflect modern software engineering practice? Is it complete? Is it adaptable? Is it streamlined to improve the time-to-time delivery while still maintaining the software quality? In many of these cases, the obvious answer to these questions will be in the no. But the reality is that the books may contain the content, but it may not be so much of adaptable to the software which we are going to develop, and there is no, it needs more of the improvement from time to time delivery while still it should maintain the software's quality. So next is if we get behind the schedule, we can add more programmers and catch up, sometimes called as Mongolian hot concept. That is, if we get out of time, we can hire some people and we can let them work on the project so that we can work very soon on the project and complete the project as soon as possible. But the reality is software development is not a mechanistic process like manufacturing a product in a mechanical company. As a new people are added, people who are working must spend time educating the newcomers, which is obvious. The newcomers won't have experience and the time knowledge of the software development, so that people who are actually working in the project development must educate the newcomers about the project they are developing, the concept, the methodology and everything, thereby they reducing the amount of time spent on the productive development effort. People can be added but only in a planned way and a well coordinated manner. Next is if I decide to outsource the software project to a third party, I can just relax and let the firm build the software project. But if an organization does not understand the client requirements or user requirements and it does not understand how to manage and control the software projects internally, it will invariably struggle when it outsources the software projects. Next, we come to the second category of myths, that is customer myths. The myth is a general statement of objectives is sufficient to begin writing the programs. We can fill in the details later. At the beginning of the software project development, a general statement of objectives can be stated by the customer, and if the customer thinks that only the general statement of objectives is sufficient at the beginning of the software, and however he can state its details later, but it can affect adversely, and it's a myth. But the reality is, although a comprehensive and a stable statement of requirements is not always possible, an ambiguous statement of objectives is the recipe for disaster. That is, whenever we are going to state about the client requirements, it is obviously not possible for the client to state the actual requirements which he or she needs, but an ambiguous, which is unclear statement of objectives may also lead to a disaster. Next myth is software requirements continuously change, but the change can easily be accommodated because the software is flexible. The customer thinks like this, like the software requirements continuously change. Obviously they'll continuously change, but change can easily accommodated because the software is flexible. It is not that the software can adapt to the changes whenever it wants, like whenever we are going to develop a software project, it is only adaptable to the changing changes to the certain extent. After the certain extent, the cost and the impact would adversely affect the software development. Reality is, it is true that the software requirements change, but the impact of the change varies with the time at which it is introduced. When requirements changes are requested early before the design or a code has been started, after the design or the code has started, if the changes have to be adopted into the software, it is very difficult to change the code. So the cost impact is relatively small before the code or design part. However, as time passes, the cost impact grows rapidly. Next is practitioner's myth. Myth: once we write the program and get it to the work, our job is done. It is not like that. Like whenever we write the program and get the work done, it is not that we have completed our work. Sometimes when we develop a project, the work begins there and we need to adapt to the changes where the client says the changes. Someone once said that the sooner you begin writing a code, the longer it will take you to get done. Industry data indicate that between 60 and 80% of all of the effort expended on the software will be expended after it is delivered to the customer for the first time. After we deliver our software to the customer, we need to put on extra efforts to adapt to the changes of the software which are specified by the customer. The end myth is, until I get the program running, I have no way of assessing it in the quality. But the one of the reality of this myth is that we have a thing called as a technical review or a methodology where we can assess our software quality before we go into the running of the project. One of the most important or most effective software quality assurance methodology can be applied from the inception of the project is the technical review. Next myth is, the only deliverable work product for the successful project is the working program. It is always a myth that when we think that we can only deliver the working program to the client, but it is not. In the iterative process, as we have already studied in software engineering, we can develop the increments of the software and we can deliver it to the customer and we can receive the feedback from the customer or a client and then adapt to the changes according to the feedback. It also iterates the software development, and it also speeds up the software development. Reality is, a working program is only a part of a software configuration that includes many elements. There are many elements in a software development or software configuration, and a working program is just one of the elements in the software development. And the myth is, software engineering will make us to create a voluminous and unnecessary documentation and will invariably slow us down. Nothing in software development is unnecessary or invariably make us down. But the reality is, software engineering is not about clearly creating the documents or just a projects. It is about creating a quality product. A better quality leads to reduced rework. So that's all for this video. Thank you.